Hello, everybody. Welcome to Detroit Lions Lunchtime Talk, presented by Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And today we're going to reveal the one man, the one guy that could change this whole thing around and why. So we'll get into that. We have the doctor coming in today, Dr.Jimmy Liao coming in today.
Ow.
But first, I got my man right here, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Hey, welcome to the program, people. We appreciate you watching our videos all the way to the end. It improves our YouTube algorithm to get our content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And we have a special announcement before we get into the show. Yesterday, our show was the #1 ranked Detroit Lions show on YouTube. We even beat out the Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford press conference. So that's some big deal right there. So we appreciate you showing us the love, tuning in, giving us a bunch of comments, a bunch of likes, and we even appreciate your dislikes. You know what? Because we can't please everyone.
Ain't that the truth?
But as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And we appreciate your comments. Like the video, of course. And let's get this thing started right now. Hey, welcome back to the show. And it's time to do what we normally do at this time, is get at those comment cards. Jim, take it away.
Okay, so we have Joe Medej, and the Lions' amount of suctitude is unmatched in the history of the NFL. I don't know. We went 0-16. The Browns went 0-16. We've at least won a few games.
The Jets are 0-9 right now.
The Jets are 0-9. We're not even the worst team in the NFL right now. But I get your level of frustration.
I feel it, brother.
I feel you. We had 56 comments, 58 comments. We couldn't get them all in. We got as many as we could. So we're going to go to Curt with the next one.
Hey, Derek A. Truthfully, this should be a 1-win team. The rest of the games we could have lost. Woo.
Yeah, but we could have won the Bears game if what's-his-name actually catches the ball. So I don't know.
There's a couple of games we could have won. So,
not that last one.
Yeah, not that last one. But,
Cody Adams, never a good game plan when Agnew gets the majority of the targets. You know what? You have to be correct on that one.
Yeah, that's a
but you knew they were going to double
story.
Marvin Jones. You knew that.
True story. Yeah, Sean Brown.
And we don't use the tight ends, so
Yeah, even though we have a really good one. Sean Brown says, diehard Eagles fan here. Well, shout out to you, Mr. Eagles fan, for checking out our show. Love the passions you guys have for the Lions. Must respect, and you earned a subscriber. Well, that is a big thing, Sean Brown, from an Eagles fan. We really appreciate you coming over and checking us out over here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl.
Yeah, we do appreciate that. You're not even a fan of the team, and you subscribe to our channel. Man, that's much love. Thank you very much, Sean Brown. WD-40'd. I played tennis when I was younger. That makes me fully qualified to succeed where everyone else has failed. This shows you just how little the Ford family knows and has learned about owning a football team over the years. Zero. This is because Sheila Hamp Ford was considered competitive because she played tennis.
That's some fire on that one, WD-40. Wow, that's funny. Okay. All right. Zach J says, has Bob Quinn brought in talent? Yes. Has he drafted that talent at a prospective worth? No. You don't have a quarterback with their third overall. You don't take a corner with their third overall pick. You don't take a tight end with their 8th overall pick. Second round picks, Swift, Tavai, Carrion, Tabor. Yes, Swift looks like a great running back, but were we in a position coming into this season to have the luxury of taking a running back in the second round? No. Teams like Kansas City had that luxury. We did not. Now they did draft an excellent rookie running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, out there in Kansas City. I understand your point.
They did, but you know what? I got to agree with him on a lot of this stuff. I mean, there's a thing out there that Okudah had the least amount of snaps he's had all year, except for the game he missed.
Yeah, he did.
But he hurt his shoulder. I don't know if he played the rest of the game though. After he hurt himself. This
was his least amount. He wasn't even on the field even before that though. He didn't get a lot of. He wasn't getting a lot of run,
and that's terrible when you pick a third round of a guy third overall and he's a potential bust. It's just bad. Lyle Shull. Fire the coach and Quinn. That's the bandwagon. We're all on Lyle. We are praying to God that this happens soon. I think if we lose Thursday, I think it happens by Monday. I really do.
And you know, especially with the Patricia thing, that's picking up a national narrative, is that national writers are writing that the Lions need to fire Coach Patricia. I mean, that's not just, it went from local to national writers like Michael Rothstein wrote an excellent article on ESPN yesterday about why is Patricia still in Detroit. So shout out to Michael Rothstein, friend of the show.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Mike Shaler says, don't forget the Red Wings are also rebuilding as the Iserman is in effect.
The Iser plan.
Iser plan. I'm sorry. I'm excited about the future of the Wings, Pistons, and even the Tigers, as they have people in place who have success in mind. Well, that's a good statement. The Lions organization needs to follow suit, because what this regime is dishing out is complete crap. Clean house now. That is a very true statement, Mike.
Mike bringing the fire, man. It's like, yep. The other three teams have, though. That's why I wore my Pistons shirt yesterday.
That's true.
Pistons blew it up. Red Wings blew
all the way up. All the way up.
So I'm going to give some shout outs. Austin Nicholas, Papillon, I think that's how you say it. King of Lions and Mortal Films. Thanks for rocking with us. There's so many people. We could spend the whole show on how many people commented yesterday. It was amazing. You guys showed up and showed out. Right now, we're going to go to another favorite segment of the people out there. The Doctor is in with Dr. Jimmy Liao. We're going to go to the doctor right now.
Welcome to the Detroit Lions Morning Rounds. I'm Jimmy Liao. Let's do an injury recap of the Panthers game, as well as looking forward to the Thanksgiving game. All my predictions are not based on any insider information, but based on video analysis, injury reports, and Lions' historical trends, which I've followed closely for many years. Thanksgiving game, DeAndre Swift will be out. He reported to have a concussion last Thursday. He did practice last Wednesday, so it's unsure when the concussion occurred. Most likely the concussion occurred Wednesday. It's unlikely it occurred during the game last Sunday, because a delayed onset 3 or 4 days out from a concussion would be very unusual. So expect him to be out for the Thanksgiving game, maybe be back for the game after that. Kenny Golladay likely has a left hip flexor strain. Go back to my episode 25 for video analysis of that. He had an LP last Wednesday, which was good, but then NP Thursday and Friday. Lions typically like to give players a 2-week ramp-up before playing. The 2 NPs may reset that timeline. Also, Kenny Galladay's contract situation may be a factor in all of this, determining how long he sits out from this injury. Go back to my last episode, 32, for explanation of all this, as well as why David Bakhtiari's contract situation is relevant. Danny Amendola will be out for Thanksgiving as well. He had NP all last week, so he's not going to have enough time to get up to full practices this week. He was listed with a hip injury, possibly a hip flexor strain, same as Kenny Golladay. With a mild severity, that's a 2 to 4 week injury. So he may be back for December 6th with Bears. but maybe out even longer than that. Now, Stafford played the whole game. He likely has a right thumb sprain, possibly of the ulnar collateral ligament. He played the whole game, no issues. He should play on Thanksgiving, no problems there. His x-rays were negative, as reported early last week. It was also reported that he had a partial tear early last week. Now, here's a quick note about that. Any kind of sprain or strain is medically defined as a tear. So anytime a reporter reports a tear, it changes absolutely nothing. So don't let it scare you. Don't let it affect you in any way. Any sprain is a partial tear, and it doesn't change anything going forward. Now, his spraying of his thumb may have affected his accuracy during the Panthers game, as he was not accurate, even on very short throws. Quick throws out to the flat for wide receiver cleans, he was off on those. He had trouble converting third and shorts. So possibly his thumb injury has affected his accuracy, although he has not been playing great this whole year. This is one of the worst years of his career, so I'm not going to blame his performance on the injury at this point. Now, we've seen other quarterbacks across the league play a lot better than Stafford this year, including a guy like Justin Herbert, who's made a lot more plays this year than Stafford has. And I know some people are saying we should have drafted Herbert in the draft. Well, if there was a redraft, Herbert probably goes second overall, based on what we know at this point. But that does give us Chase Young as a consolation, which would be very helpful to this defense. Speaking of the draft, let's talk about Jeff Okudah, who's been disappointing this year. Well, he had an injury, like he hits the ground with any severe whiplash type impact. He certainly could still have a concussion, but hopefully he avoided a concussion, and we're just dealing with the left shoulder injury at this point. So he's probably going to miss some time based on the severity of how that looked on the video. Now, as far as his play this year, definitely disappointing. My main concern with him is his athletic ability. His speed is concerning. Not only has he not shown any catch-up speed, which is something you'd like to see from a first-round cornerback, especially number 3 overall, but he hasn't had even keep-up speed for much of this year. We saw this against the Panthers with DJ Moore, who just ran past him and pulled away from him for a deep throw early in the game. Now, Jeff Okudah's 40 time was a 4.48 during the combine. A lot of people said, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's good enough. But at this point, I don't know if it's good enough. I think people might realize that his speed is a concern. As a point of comparison, DJ Moore's combine speed was a 4.42, so slightly faster, not a huge difference there. But Okudah is not keeping up with guys. He's having trouble keeping up with guys on these crossing routes, not showing up catch-up speed. So my main concern with him is his athletic ability. Now, maybe there's an injury component to all this, because he did have a hamstring injury earlier in the year and had to miss a game. So maybe he's having lingering effects from injury. Maybe next year we'll see him show better athletic ability. That's what we need to hope for, because right now it's not looking great. Now, Mike Ford had an injury during this game. So let's talk about that. Third quarter, 14-minute mark. He's going to come in here, number 38, at the bottom of the screen here. Right there, it looks like he's motionless for a couple seconds. Possible fencing posture right there for 3 or 4 seconds. So a concussion is a strong possibility here. Now, we'll keep running the video. Right now, they're stabilizing his head. So they're worried about a concussion, worried about spinal cord. I think he likely had a stinger on this play as well as a concussion. I think his left hand is probably feeling a little tingly. Here's the play right here. You can see his head get pushed, torqued, and bent to his right side, which would cause a left side stinger. Now, here on the video, we'll run this again. You also see his head whiplash back and hit the ground, a double impact type injury, which can often cause a concussion. Here he is walking off the field. One thing I want you to keep an eye on is his left hand and his left arm, the way he's holding it, the way he moves his left hand. You'll see that he flexes his left hand, moves it around a little bit, almost like he's trying to feel for the sensation in his left hand. Now, that might be nothing, but given that I strongly suspect he has a left side stinger, that would support that argument. So I suspect Mike Ford has a concussion and a stinger. He'll be out for the Thanksgiving game. Now, other injury notes during the game: Reggie Ragland injured what looked like his left leg in the second quarter, but he was back in the third. I didn't see anything obvious on video. TJ Hawkinson in the second quarter got his right shoulder hit, but he was back, played the rest of the game. Vaitai started the game at right guard. He's been having a left foot issue all year. He missed last game. I've been saying he should probably miss multiple games to try to get that foot right. He was replaced at the start of the third quarter by Ode Abushi. I'm unsure if that was injury related or if it's just trying to work Vaitai gradually back in. All right. Thanks for listening. Find me on Twitter at Jimmy Liao MD or leave comments on my YouTube channel.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Jimmy Liao. You always show up and show out and really make our show much better. I mean, much better, because you know so much more about those injuries than I do, and then we don't have to go into that. The main course today, I have a mystery man. Me and Curt have a mystery man that we think can change the entire franchise of the Detroit Lions. Who is that guy, Mr. Curt Steele?
Well, it is one Mr. Peyton Manning himself. He has stated that he has a passion to be a general manager in the league. You look at another great quarterback who actually did a pretty good job out there in Denver, who brought Peyton Manning into the fold out there and helped them win a Super Bowl. So if he could bring that to the Lions, it's one thing where he can bring credibility to the team, where you have a person that comes in who's a winner and knows how to win, knows the game of football, and he is a name that can bring in potential free agents to the team.
Here's the big deal with Peyton Manning for me.
What's that?
He wants partial ownership.
Yes.
He wants a stake in the team. And you're absolutely right. He brings instant credibility as the face of the Detroit Lions. He comes in, he can change this organization and the way they treat the players because he's a player himself, an ex-player. He has relationships with the NFL and possibly could help us to get some of those calls straightened out, being a little more fair. That would be nice. But I'm just saying he gives a different look to the Detroit Lions. All of a sudden, you have respect. We haven't had respect in so long. We're the laughing stock of the whole league, but Peyton Manning brings legitimacy to this organization. He practically was a GM before in Indianapolis. I want this guy. I want that guy. I want this guy. He had some say in what happened over there. And I think that he has a great football mind. He could help any young quarterback that would come into our organization just by talking to him and whatever. Could be a mentor. And I think that if it's a complete rebuild, I want somebody at the helm. And sure, he doesn't have experience. That's going to be the one thing that people are going to say, oh, he doesn't have experience and all this other stuff. But he has NFL experience. He knows the league. He knows what he's doing. And given part ownership, that gives him a stake in the game. He is the Detroit Lions now. He is the face of the franchise. He can make that change, and I think that he will. He will hire the coach that's right for this team, and he will guide this team and get the right players for the right coach. I do believe Peyton Manning is the man to change everything in the Detroit Lions, from the culture to the respect from the NFL, from getting good players, from finding the right coach, from just directing this team and becoming the face of this franchise. I think that is the guy that we need to throw all the money. We need to back up the truck, bag it up, all the money, man. Bring in Peyton Manning. Do it. If you don't, we are in years of misery still.
Yeah, and he's a great football mind. He has a great mind for the game. He knows all the ins and outs, the intricacies of the game, and he brings a certain fire and passion to the front office that we haven't had in Detroit in quite a long time.
And think about that. He could come in, right? And all of a sudden, picture Peyton Manning in a Lions, outfit, in Lions gear, whatever that might be. And then being the face of the franchise with how respected he is from ESPN to, any media outlet to any, I think we get terrible media coverage all over the NFL. I mean, Detroit, let's face it, really doesn't get the national coverage, and if it is, it's usually negative.
Yes,
so bringing a guy on board like that, all of a sudden, it's going to change to the positive narrative. I believe this 100%. The question of the day is, what do you think of Peyton Manning as a GM? Leave your comments below, like you have so much. You're amazing. Our crowd is amazing. Our tribe that rocks with us, man, they rock with us every single video. We put a lot out there. Some notes for this week. We're going to have our pregame show tomorrow. We will not have a show on Thanksgiving because me and Curt want to celebrate Thanksgiving. So just putting it out there, guys. We'll be back on Friday, but we will not have a show on Thursday for you. So we got this one, and then we got tomorrow, and then we got Friday. That'll be our pregame for the upcoming next week, I think. Oh, no, it won't be. Well, I'm confused. It's a long way off.
It'll be the wrap-up show from the Thanksgiving game, and then we'll look at...
And then when they fire Patricia and Quinn, that'll be that show.
Yes.
Hopefully, too.
Yeah. We'll see.
So, okay. So what do you think of Peyton Manning as GM? That is the question of the day. And then we're going to go to my favorite segment as we end the show. It's dessert with Curt.
Hey, it is time for some tasty morsels. Now, not all was lost on Sunday. We did have really, really one bright spot on Sunday. Lions top cornerback, because that's what he is, Amani Oruwariye, had an elite PFF score on Sunday of 91.6. That guy is getting it done.
Wow.
Amani Oruwariye had a 91. He played at an elite level. So Amani Oruwariye, sir, keep doing what you're doing.
Yep, and hopefully we'll have another corner someday to work on alongside you.
That's my dessert for the day. It is that. I mean, that one fact alone was the really bright spot. And I have one more for tomorrow with another one more for that game. That was one more bright spot.
Then we turn the page and we go to the Texans.
Yep.
But you know what? I want to tell you guys this video went crazy. It was amazing, and it's all because of you guys. And I want to shout out POD, the Philippines On Demand. You also really enhanced the show. Thank you for being on with us. Appreciate you. Also, everybody that rocks with us, I am so appreciative of everybody that comes by the channel and just gives a like and all that stuff. And I appreciate each and every one of you. It's very humbling when you get that much response. So we really appreciate it. Curt, take us home.
Hey, it is always a pleasure to be here with you all right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And as always, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on the show. Like the videos. And give us a comment. Drop it down below. Even if it's not the question of the day, just tell us how we're doing or what you may want to see on the show. Hey, just tell us how we're doing. or just let us know how you're doing, because guess what? We know it's a tough life being a Lions fan, and we got your support group right here. So as always, we ask you one big favor. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.